All right, we're back after literally the shortest break in the history of forever.
Yeah, that was like a minute.
At the beginning of the break, I reached down to put one of these secret hidden Krispy Kreme donuts that we have behind here that our super great producer got for us.
Thanks, Junie.
Yeah,
the donuts were fantastic.
Big fan also. And I was reaching down for the donut at the beginning of the break, and by the time I got my hand down to pick it up, we were back from the break, so I couldn't do it, Brendan.
Yeah.
B-Dragon. Come
on, man.
It's the artist formerly known as Brendan.
I mean, this does happen, you know, when you go into new IDs. So
it does.
I've tried to be pretty clear with the R money so far, but forgive me if I call you by your old name.
That's okay. It's okay. We have nothing but love and forgiveness, except for Stats' last build order didn't quite work.
Stats?
Or not Stats. Classic. The other. So yeah, I'm doing this thing where I just like
you
call
do
people
this
by
thing
the
where you
different
just like call them random names, like.
Well, I mean, this is April 1st, so I could basically just call anything anything.
Faker in that last game, man. He was going real hard.
Tell me about it. He did such a bad job individually controlling every unit.
Yeah. I mean, they only have one unit.
Well, I think he got into the game and expected there to be a player for every unit because that's how things work. That's how he's used to it. Turns out one player has to control every unit, man. There's this unimpressed Flash meme where he's like, I played League of Legends, and the other guy controlling all 5 champions probably did an okay job. I was like, well, that's not quite how it works in StarCraft, but. Yeah, game number 2 coming up. If you guys are just now joining us, then you did miss a pretty fantastic performance by Losira, the only Zerg in SSL Challenge this season, taking a 2-0 victory and with it 200,000 won for his win here today. And that is going to send us into our second game, which is going to be Hero versus GuMuho.
Oh, you remembered that. I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember Hero, but I don't remember who he's playing against.
Well, you might not remember GuMuho because he hasn't actually been in Korea. He actually took about a week or 2, I think 2 weeks off, and went to California for the Ting offline finals, which was actually super cool. He wound up winning that best of 9 in the end. I think it was 5-2 against Neeb. Yeah, it was a very, very long series. You don't get a chance to see very many of those, but...
Yeah, I've never cast a best of 9, let alone seen it. So
best of 9. I think I cast a best of 21 one time, which was just like for lulls way back in. This is like
for the lulls, right?
This is like early Wings of Liberty days, so it was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely should not
bringing back some good memories, isn't it?
Well, that was not a good memory. That was way too many games. But yeah, so GuMuho did take the grand finals of the Ting Open. Then he flew all the way back here to Korea, and now here he is to play against Hero in our first game of the night. Belshire Vestige, Newkirk Precinct, and Overgrowth, the map list for their series.
Yeah, what are you thinking about this one? Who do you think is going to take it?
I mean, GuMuho just like seems so good lately. Hero did look pretty fantastic in the GSL Super Tournament qualifiers a few days ago. So you know, I might just give this one to Hero. I know looking at the global predictions, sites like Team Liquid.
You were just saying that because he was walking by. Right?
That is true. Like, yes, I'm for Hero.
Now you can give your actual prediction.
Well, no, I was just gonna say Team Liquid predicted GuMuho, but I was seeing a lot of Hero fans on Twitter cheering for him. If you guys have predictions for who you think will win, you can hit us up on Twitter at RapidCasting or at Brendan Valdez.
Yes.
Haven't changed our Twitter names over to our new IDs
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, this was something we thought about pretty recently, so probably do that tonight after the broadcast.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, at RapidCasting and at Brendan Valdez, use the hashtag SSL and tweet us your predictions for this this match, and we'll go ahead and read off some of those during the opening stages of the games.
Yeah,
just a little.
It's pretty fun. I mean, I remember we did the bunker once over at GSL.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a lot of fun, where it's like we were reading chat at the same time. But this is like another version of that, I guess, just through Twitter. It's not like live streamed.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't just like have chat up on our phone right now. But one step at a time, guys. Tonight we'll be using Twitter to read your comments about tonight's matches. And I know Hero really just incredibly strong, had one of the best win rates in Pro League when that was around. Now that SSL is coming back with its Star League, still looking incredibly strong. For GuMuho, on the other side, the Towel Terran has been on fire, like I said. Went over to the LAN in California last week, took it down now he's back.
How much money was on the line for that, actually? I don't...
You know, I don't actually remember either.
Huh.
That's another
thing you can tweet at us.
Exactly.
Like how much money was on the line.
This is the interactive portion of tonight's broadcast.
You can tweet at us what you can buy with $200, basically, which is what you get for winning a series here at SSL Challenge 2.
That is true.
It's another idea.
Really cool thing for SSL Premier, the kind of sister tournament to SSL Challenge. We do have a live studio audience for that, and we sell tickets for that. And all of the proceeds from the ticket sales go to increase the players' prize pool for the players that are playing that day. So that's just actually super cool that we have crowdfunding now for players.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a crowd here tonight, but that's why you guys, as the crowd watching online, should get involved and tweet us your predictions for this upcoming game, Hero versus GuMuho.
Yeah, coming into this one, I was thinking GuMuho, you know, just recent results, and he's always been pretty good, you know, whereas Hero, he's, you know, as you were saying in Pro League, quite good, always one of the most winning players, and here in individual leagues, I feel like he hasn't done all too well, and GuMuho off of that win, he's had enough time now to come back and rest, and I think it'll be a close one. I think this should be probably the closest matchup of the night.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't actually seen GuMuho play yet in SSL Challenge. Like I said, he had last week off and was away, so this will be the first time that we get a chance to see GuMuho play here. Now, Hero statistically does not look super great against Terrans. I think looking at his stats, I was like, oh my god, this guy has like a 75% win rate versus Terran and Protoss. Then you look at his versus, or he has a 75% win rate versus like a Zerg and Protoss.
Yeah.
When you look at versus Terran, it goes down to like 60% or something. So I mean, it's still a pretty good win rate, right? It's like, oh man, it's only 60, but not quite as you know, good.
Yeah.
That's the best I can come up with.
Looking for that word.
Yeah, just basically good.
Comparison that's like better than okay, and it's not bad. It's the other one. Good. Yeah.
Well, Hero, you can see him there being a hashtag big fan for himself, trying to get cool before he heads into tonight's games. He did win at 2-1 last broadcast day on our first day. 2-1 to Deer. That was a PvP. And coming into tonight's game, a PvT to test his matchup versus GuMuho.
Yeah. Lots of Janair in that booth, all over the back with the SPO-TV logo, even stickers on the headsets.
Yeah, that's true. Most people don't realize when they walk into the Nexon Arena, they no longer breathe oxygen, they breathe Jin air.
Yeah.
It's
actually,
we pump it into the studio, guys. That's what makes everything green here.
It's accurate.
All right.
Fact.
Well, no wins, no losses for GuMuho, who will be representing Psystorm Gaming. Interesting to be casting a Korean tournament here in Seoul with two players that are both on foreign teams, Root and Psystorm being represented.
Yeah, things have changed, haven't they?
Indeed.
Lots of the Kespa teams are just like, nah, we're donezo. And then all the other teams are like, oh, God, we got to pick up these players.
Yeah, I think
so
like,
it's slowly happening where it's, you know.
Yeah, like I think Splice was one of the first foreign teams to pick up Korean players, and then oh yeah, Stats just goes ahead and wins GSL. I'm like, that ROI looking pretty good right about now. But yeah, Psystorm versus Root. If you guys are fans of the teams or just fans of the players, get out there, tweet at them, and let us know. I think Root is Ro2 on Twitter, and Psystorm is Psystorm Gaming. So you can let them know that you're cheering for their players tonight. If you have any shout-outs for the players themselves, make sure to tweet at the players. I'm actually just going to check and see if people have been letting us know which players or teams they are rooting for here tonight.
Let me take a look too. This is actually kind of weird. We're like both on our phones as we
man.
cast. Like this doesn't happen.
This is why we get paid to do this stuff. We have one shout out from Benjamin McKnight that says GuMuho got dis ! So some fans out there.
Well, there you go. I mean, I guess it's already said and done.
100% of the fan vote going to GuMuho,
you know,
guys.
GuMuho has less losses in this league than Hero does so far.
That's true.
There you go. I mean, Hero's already lost one map, whereas GuMuho has not. So obviously, I think GuMuho has the big edge coming into this one.
Can't argue with statistics like that, Brendan. dragon. God damn it, I did it again. Oh my god. Well, I'm going to hide my shame by getting into our second best of 3 series of the night. We've got 4 for you, and we're almost halfway through. Coming up next is Hero versus GuMuho, game number 1.
Well, here we are, up in the top left. The Protoss player from Root Gaming, it is Hero.
And there he is indeed. I was told that I have to say fly better fly at least once per series. I'm dropping the ball here, but there you go. His opponent down on the bottom right-hand side in the blue, representing Sidestorm Gaming, is GuMuho. And his towel there in booth, ready to go. It's actually more of like a...
GuMuho and his sidekick, Towley. I don't know why he's allowed to have a sidekick. And
I know, right? It's like two versus 1, basically. So we finally get a chance to see a Terran player represented, Terran overrepresented out of, I think it's like literally half the players in SSL Challenge or Terran, even though they're split up between the groups. So GuMuho, no exception. We finally get a chance to see him here in SSL Challenge. Be interesting to see how he performs after coming back. I mean, he did lay the boppening down on Neeb there in the finals of the Ting offline event in California. So has a pretty good TVP going so far. Maybe Hero not quite as great. We'll see what route he decides to go through. Open up this.
Oh, Belcher vested cheer for game 1. I didn't actually get to see who chose this map, but pretty excited to see Hero going up against GuMuho. GuMuho, he had that, I always remember that one game he had in Pro League where the booth actually fell on him while he was playing against Zest on Habitation Station. And then he won the game, actually, against Zest, who was so dominant at the time. It was crazy. I don't think it's that cool to be famous for having a booth fall on your head, but I think it's pretty cool that he won the game afterwards, too.
I mean, it is his SSL icon. It's just a little, like, ceiling panel.
Yeah.
Because it fell on him, so.
That ceiling panel is more famous than GuMuho.
Well, I think that's, like, one of the only times a booth has ever, like, injured a player. Well, not injured, but, you know, sabotaged him. Because it was right during the... I don't think, has the game started yet? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was mid-game.
Okay. And it's just like, you go back.
Immediately pause.
Well, no pauses, no ceiling panels falling, as GuMuho not going for anything too crazy, pumps out 1 Reaper just to have the ability to scout out for any crazy Protoss shenanigans, and going into Marine production with a Cyclone on the way.
Yeah, so our money, how was your day today?
Very relatively uneventful. Like I said, I woke up like super late just so that I could be in a good place for this broadcast. I mean, it starts at 10 p.m., so you got to make sure that you didn't wake up super early. Watch some VODs, wrote some notes, had my super secret cheat sheet.
Yeah, well, it was secret, but it's like poking its little cheat sheet head out there from underneath the monitor, so I think it is visible on camera.
Well, I actually thought we were going to have like a Jin Airplane or a Jin Air logo here that would block that, so unfortunately I don't. My secrets are now revealed. First Cyclone coming out across the map just takes the shields off of our first Stalker. Not really going to get a whole lot of aggression done there, but with the first medevac coming out, probably just going to fill that full of Marines and head that out across the map.
Our money, do you think it's better to call it a Jin Air plane or a Jin Air airplane?
I mean, I always called them Jin Airplanes.
Just Jin Airplanes? Is that better? Is the second air a little bit redundant?
I feel like it is.
Okay. The matter is solved then.
There we go. Yeah, we fixed it. This is what I like to call the sellout dropship. It flies right over our big SSL challenge logo. It's like, what
during our
is this?
During our sellout commentary about Jin Airplanes.
Hey, there you go.
So
we just really want to get sponsored for another season.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. This drop in the back could do some damage. All the units are out of position.
Yeah, no real reaction for it either. Okay, there it is. Finally pulling them away. Photon overcharged there on the cannon. Will do its best, but the pylon actually going to go down, and that means that there's not a whole lot here to defend against this mini drop. Stalker's coming back. that will at least pull Hero back to his base a little bit. This is actually kind of a weird start. I don't think I've seen exactly this particular build, which may be my shortcoming, but going bio as well as quite a bit of mech looks to be pretty much switching over here, tanks and Vikings. Now on the production tabs, we see a counter drop here with 4 Stalkers in the main. Also haven't quite seen this version of harassment just yet either. The good old 4 Stalker drop.
Yeah, definitely new to me as well. You don't see this very often. And the Viking should just chill over there in the corner and get a good look. This is a great scout on the 3rd base coming up. Always good to know. Oh man, the double lock on here. Will it be enough? And down it goes. So 2 Stalkers and the Warp Prism will meet their fate tonight.
So out of the 2 players, harassment going much better for GuMuho, or I guess much less badly, as he does take out that Warp Prism early on. The nice early Viking coming out. I don't necessarily want to call that a Pulp Viking, but he did pump just 1 early on, so mission accomplished there, GuMuho. And now with a very large force and macro to back it up with 2 more barracks coming up on the way, GuMuho pushing forward against 5 Stalkers. Dragon.
Yeah, I think with the build that Hero did, he will be able to push forward and, you know, do a bit of harass damage, especially with Hero's 3rd base and that tank that GuMuho can keep protected. His infantry upgrades are definitely pretty late, and he will get those eventually, but this is still going to be a strong push.
Indeed it will, and especially now sieging up right there. Okay, not sieging up, there we go. Sieging up right outside the base. I think Hero's gonna have to pull back here from this. Cannot deal with such a strong siege line in the back, and Marines up front to buffer. Yikes, this is going to be very difficult to deal with. I don't think he has any more barriers there on that Immortal. So with more and more forces continuing to be rallied across the map, how is Hero going to hold?
Oh, the Viking.
Okay, well that's one good way to hold.
Yeah, that's a good start, but here we go. Hero pushing forward with that extra warp in, and it looks like it may just be enough, especially with no infantry upgrades. Oh, no, actually, hold that thought. I was totally wrong. Enough Marines, just barely enough, and more coming across, and that 1 tank that does stay alive. So GuMuho's push pretty strong.
Indeed it is, and that the pylon going to be taken out by the tank in the background. Warpin did a decent job at taking out 1 tank, but there might just not be enough here for Hero to hold.
Looks like 1 more Warpin back there with the extra Immortal, but still the tank survives, and Stim and combat shields are done now. So once that +1 finishes, that would have just been icing on the cake. GuMuho going to take a pretty easy game 1.
Wow, yeah, just lost a little bit too much when that drop went awry. Supposed to pronounce the W in that? I'm not sure.
Awry?
Yeah, I always said awry, but there's definitely a W, man.
Awry?
Awry. That's what it went, man.
Awry. All right, Armani.
We have detailed discussions here on important pronunciation.
I'm glad we got that Jin airplane thing out of the way, though. I was really thinking about that one a lot.
No, I went to sleep last night, and I was conflicted. Yeah. Closed my eyes, and all I see are angry Jin Air airplanes that are calling it the wrong thing.
Yeah, speaking of them, we got a couple.
It's true.
You're pretty tall, so your hair actually kind of covers one of the engines there.
I mean, my plane is actually taking off, so I don't have anything to worry about. Yours is about to land, so you got to make sure the landing strip's ready for it.
Yeah, it's pretty ready.
We actually have
got it going on over there.
We have a Jin Air landing strip right over there for that plane.
You guys can't see it, but it's over there.
Every time we come back on camera, it's a different plane up there. They're just busy landing. You guys just can't see it, so that's the way it works.
Yeah, Jin Air, they've got the technology.
They certainly do. Yeah. They have the technology to be the only airline to sponsor a StarCraft team. What's up
They've got the technology, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say something about like...
and the cash money, isn't that right, our money?
Indeed it is. Second only to mine. I still have not expanded using my massive wealth to purchase an airline. Generally tend to spend most of my time in the cereal aisle because I like checks. That joke worked a lot better earlier on.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it. The second time even. It was pretty good.
As long as nobody figures out what song I ripped it off of, I think I'll be okay.
I didn't know. I was bamboozled, man. I didn't know that was from a song.
Well, you didn't call no bamboozles, so you really have only yourself to blame there. I did. All right, game number 2 coming up here, guys. Hero down 0-1. Can Hero go from 0 to 1 and tie this series up? Only time will tell. even though he's back in China right now. Hero versus GuMuho, game number 2 is coming up next.
Well, here we are, game 2, Hero versus GuMuho.
Butterfly.
Yep. There's the butterfly. And down here in the bottom left, the aforementioned player, it is Hero.
Nice.
Not Giro.
And his opponent, the blue, a towel Terran. This is GuMuho, spawning, of course, on the other side, which is just so I don't have to say right or left, because apparently that's also my challenge here. With an early barracks, GuMuho.
I have to wonder, is the later starting time making these players cheese a little bit? Because GuMuho is like, okay, it's 11 o'clock right now, and it's a weekend, so I need to cheese right now so I can make the last train home.
Yeah, I mean, trains do stop around midnight here, guys, so...
And even earlier on weekends, depending on where you are. I mean, his last train could be 11:20, man. So
yikes.
He's got to end this game fast.
Got to end the series, grab his money, and make it out of the Nexon Arena here. We'll find out if he is successful in that. Only going to go for 1 barracks, so it's nothing crazy like 2 racks or 3 racks or anything like that. And
oh, okay.
well, is this the second barracks? Did I speak too soon,
I think
Brendan?
it's going to be a factory.
Oh,
there it is. Oh, boy. Okay.
We're going to have a proxy Destiny Cloud Fist build. You know what a Destiny Cloud Fist build is, Brendan? That's Husky StarCraft's name for the 111. When that was when that was the most popular build that all Terrans went way back in the day. 111 was like a pretty boring name for it, so we called it the Destiny Cloud Fist build.
It's pretty cool.
I feel like I have to I'm educating the next generation of gamers to
including me apparently.
Well,
although I did used to watch that. You can see Hero here is checking for, you know, something, but he is not going to go all the way down there to that base with the rocks.
Yeah, sorry, Probe. You have not scouted the right direction, and indeed it is a proxy, what is it, DCF build?
DCF.
The DCF.
Oh, this is going to see it.
Oh, will it? Oh, yeah, it does actually just scout that. It'll find 1 and 2 and 3, and it's like, wait a second, this is not your base. It's like that, what is that kids, there's a children's book. Oh, wow, he might actually kill the Mothership Core.
Okay. It's like... Oh, this is actually... Oh, the Cyclone comes out.
Oh, man, if that was fast
but he's
enough
not
to lock
locking
on.
on.
Oh, man, if he had just moved that forward, he might have had enough to lock on and take that out. In the end, you'll actually kill off 2 Marines, which is insanely important to stopping
and the SCV.
This push.
I mean, getting the SCV-2 means that nothing's coming out of that starport. And now 1 Cyclone's going to make his way awkwardly up the hill and say, okay, that looks like a little bit too much. There's a pylon there, too. And the first overcharge will be used here by Hero.
Yeah, great positioning on that pylon. It's right on top of the ramp, but it's close enough so that you need vision. But when you get vision, you're in range of the pylon. So really, really good there. And now the Warp Prism coming out. This is just going to be
the Oracle, right?
Oracle and I meant Void Ray, not Warp Prism. Like there's actually just no Void Prism. And here we go, guys. This is where we start our slow clap for the Oracle. You're so good, Oracle. Oh my God, Brendan, look how good that Oracle is.
It's a pretty strong unit.
It turns out when you have no anti-air, no,
does a lot of damage. And GuMuho is entirely all in from here, obviously. He's going to try to lift
and
up into the main.
Try to ferry his units inside. I mean, to be fair, GuMuho does actually just have a ton of units. He needs to find some way to take out the Void Ray.
Oh man, he's trying his best. The triple lock on and it survives still. The overcharge is going to be enough, I think, here.
Yeah, even those Marines on the low ground, not firing to the high ground, and Hero taking out GuMuho. To some extent, GuMuho kind of taking himself out of that game. It was an interesting strategy. I've never quite seen the out-of-base 1-1-1.
Yeah.
But now we have an official verdict.
That face you guys saw is GuMuho saying, I'm going to miss my last train.
Yikes. Yeah, man.
That'll teach you to cheese, man.
Well, this is when he goes into game number 3 and just like really cheeses. Like builds the building.
SCV pull.
He builds an Hero's base.
Yeah. the new build. He's going to bring out like some really fine cheese for this one.
I mean, if you're going to go for a worker rush, I actually think SCV worker rushes are the best because you just leave like one SCV mining and then you can repair your SCVs and no other unit can repair. So it's just like, well, aren't I just the best?
It sounds like you've done that rush a couple times.
A few times, yeah. It was much better when you could float your command center across close positions and build a planetary fortress in their base.
Oh, yeah.
That's the real way you did it.
Remember Scrap Station?
Scrap Station, Metalopolis, I think you could also do it on. Good times, man.
Back in the day joints, for sure, our money.
Indeed. Indeed, B-Dragon. That is, brings back fond memories of nostalgia. No fond memories, though, for GuMuho, as his Destiny Cloud Fist build will not work out, and Hero, with the happiest oracle of life there in his base, they're just like, I'm going to kill you, SCV, and the SCV's like, no, don't kill me. And SCV,
that's always a fun time where there's absolutely no anti-air, and the oracle just flies on in. It's like, oh, this is going to be so good.
The best of times.
Yeah.
Worst of times for GuMuho, though. So he's going to be out of there, and that's going to take us to our first game, number 3 of the night.
Yeah, and I said this was going to be close. As you said before, I think GuMuho really was the one who made that happen in that way. But good scout by Hero with the Mothership Core to make sure that he could scout that position. And guys, it looks like we're going to be jumping into set number 3 of match 2 right now. Hero versus GuMuho to decide who will go home with the victory tonight.
In just a second. There we go. Game number 3. Hero versus GuMuho. Our Protoss player will be flying better fly up at the top right-hand corner of the map. This is Hero.
And his buddy, but opponent this time, it is GuMuho, featuring Towley.
I always thought the towel went underneath his hand, but apparently it goes.
I think it wraps around, so it doesn't like drag.
You should get one of those. This is your chance, Razor or peripheral makers anywhere out there. What you do is you make gaming gloves.
Oh.
Yeah, that have like special grip, so you get the perfect grip on your mouse.
Why did you just tell everybody that? Why didn't you just make it yourself?
Well, unfortunately,
that was a really good opportunity. You just told the whole world.
Just like when I macro, my production is not quite on point enough to manufacture gaming gloves. So, gaming companies of the world out there, you now know.
Well, you could have just made a deal with Jinner. I mean, they've got
gloves?
Really deep pockets, it seems.
Well, I myself have pretty deep pockets printed, hence my new name.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is where you make the proxy. Oh, man, he's going to
put a CC here.
He's going to do it, man. GuMuho, what are you doing? There it is. The factory's like, all right, I proxied one too many buildings last time. Better go for the factory.
If Hero just goes up into the main, he should be able to know that this is happening.
It always confuses me when probes block Terran command centers, because I'm like, you know they can build that anywhere, right? So we'll see if this Marine is finally able to take this probe out. Probe's pretty good. Wait, what? No, you gotta fire at it. Okay, there we go.
I thought he was just gonna run by.
The probe with the true bamboozle there.
GuMuho would be the true April Fool today, that's for sure.
Indeed he would, but perhaps not, as his factory draws nigh to its completion.
Whoa. That was epic.
That's what it's doing.
Oh, he's gonna just drop it in the main.
Oh no. Oh, he's gonna do it. I called this. I told you he was gonna build the units and the buildings within his base. He actually built the building outside of his base. I'm so good.
You're on point tonight, man.
If you guys could see the sheer number of fans that are applauding me right now, it's exactly the number that do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
But here we go. Starport on the way. Widow Mine's being built in the base. He's gonna be like, oh, that's an awfully early Widow Mine to be dropped into my base. Well, it's not a drop, man. It's actually just building there. This is so sick.
What if he just made like 3 Widow Mines and set them all up in the base? Is he just gonna rally one immediately? Looks like it.
Oh, there it is. It goes straight to the middle line.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
Oh, there it is. 6 probes taken down.
Like, what the hell is that doing there? Why is there a Widow Mine in my main? What is happening?
What a meme. All right, it's working. It's working.
It's happening.
GuMuho with a sick mine strat, still burrowed there, and finally the Adept will find another mine. It could actually just burrow right here. Oh no, one more hit!
Wow.
Wow.
2 health.
There is an Oracle coming out, so that will be able to reveal it with Revelation, but I mean, that is, that's not going to be quite what he wants to use that Oracle energy on. Yeah, 2 Adepts, man, those things are not factory killers right there. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe one day if they just keep going off.
I mean, Reapers had their building attack changed. Why not Adepts?
Many reasons.
Why not just make them stronger?
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I don't play Protoss or anything.
I was going to say, yeah. If you saw Pat, burrowing the last Widow Mine and then using his factory to scout, here comes the drop into the natural.
GuMuho is just super aggressive with this build.
Yeah, I mean, there's only Adepts and that Oracle out with this medevac that should be relatively difficult to deal with, especially with the way that the Sim City is set up in the base. It's going to make it pretty difficult.
GuMuho trying to set up his own Sim City in the base.
He's just going to keep running back and forth between these bases. This is so interesting to watch. I mean, eventually the medevac will get taken out, and there it goes, finally taken down, and this drop actually dealt with pretty well.
It seems like the Marines attacked 3 different flying units there, the Mothership Core, an Oracle, and a Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely a little bit lacking there on the focus fire. But that is...
Don't build a Widow Mine into these Phoenixes, please. Please, GuMuho.
It's just going to get lifted. I don't know, man. I feel like that strat might need a little bit of work, but... I mean, this is when you're like, okay, cool. You know, you did the thing where you build a Widow Mine in the base. He's actually going to burrow the Widow Mine at the natural right now, and it might actually go off and get some kills.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh, okay. That was scary.
Well, eventually that factory will go down. I'm not sure exactly what this probe's mission is, but it could be for some counter shenanigans. Let's see what that can get done. The factory will finally go down, so good job, factory. You did your job. Built the Widow Mine in the Protoss' base. I feel like there should be an achievement for that, Brendan. In case you guys are not familiar, we actually have achievements for the players this season of SSL.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are pretty weird. You usually will not see them achieved. So we'll keep an eye on pointing those out as the season goes on. But I feel like you should get one for producing a unit in your opponent's base. Now,
yeah, that would be pretty cool, actually.
Revelation catches all of these unupgraded Marines. Now, Stim about to finish Combat Shields, finishing at exactly the same time, just about, and +1 about halfway done. So these Marines definitely not as strong as you would expect Marines to be at this point in time, but we had all those, you know, build my stuff in your base.
Yeah, and I don't think this push is really going to work, especially if he just hides back there at the pylon. Warps in some more Adepts. I heard they're pretty strong, even without the resonating blades.
These are Combat Shield, Stim upgraded Marines. They don't have +1 just yet, but it could be a little bit scary.
Nice stops of the drop here. And GuMuho, seeing that many Adepts, he just walks away. And not really a good spot for him right now. His third is way late compared to Hero. Hero got that out pretty early this time around. Didn't get punished. Oh, he almost sniped that medevac. 6 health left.
A little bit of a golf clap there for the little medevac that could. And just thinning out this Marine count little by little out there on the map. GuMuho still trying to make these drops work. I don't know if that's really going to happen, man. He's avoiding the Phoenixes. Going to the other side of the map. Marine stimming not only to run away from these Adepts, but also just to you know, force those Phoenixes out. And finally, he has done it.
The maneuvers.
Bamboozled the Phoenixes and will be getting quite a... Okay, I thought he was going to get quite a few probe kills. Instead, he was targeting that pylon. The Phoenixes come back just in the nick of time. Once again, GuMuho has his drop shut down.
Well, he wasn't going to get away, so he wanted to do a little bit more shield damage before he went home. This is going to be totally stopped by a stasis ward. That's really cute.
Yikes, yeah, those Marines, they'll be chilling for a little bit, but not for much longer. And wow, really, Hero just seems to have had GuMuho's number at every turn.
Those poor Marines, man. Do you think they could like see and feel things when they're in stasis? Are they like, we're gonna die when we get out of this, or do you think they just wake up and die, so they don't really feel anything?
I don't think you actually see or feel anything while you're in stasis. I mean,
is there lore behind the stasis ward?
Someone somewhere out there knows it.
Someone from Blizzard is watching. Let me know. I'm really curious about this. And
maybe only their eyes can move, so they just see, wait a second, this is about to be not good for us. A lot of Marauders on the ground, but those things do not shoot up, and with the Marines getting taken out little by little, these Phoenixes are about to have their day. So many Adepts on the ground, just not dying, and oh man, Hero pushing forward and backing out.
Yeah, he took a really good trade, and it looks like he's waiting for the Warp Prism to slowly fly across the map so he can warp in a bunch more units. And when I say units, I mean Adepts, of course, because why would you make anything else?
I mean, Adepts are pretty good, man.
Yeah. He also has a ton more Adepts on the way that he already warped in.
And so we're about to watch Adepts do hashtag things Adepts do. Moving forward, killing stuff. Good so far. Phoenixes could be a little bit more proactive, pushing forward and trying to limit this medevac number. Those are getting a lot of value, but here comes a big shade into the mineral line.
Yeah, really nicely done. That move took a ton of skill there by Hero. Able to just totally outplay.
And he did. Yeah, he outplayed 25 SCVs.
I'm triggering
right
all the turns in chat right
now. There are 2 Liberators up here, but those Phoenixes might be able to push forward and take them out.
Yeah, Hero's just playing like super safe. He's like, I want to make sure I make $200.
I mean, right, but at what cost? He's lost his natural. His third base is still up, but at this point it's so segmented that Hero might just be able to pull back.
I was saying Hero is just playing safe. He wants to go on the fast track now. Or what is it, the fast lane? Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Fast lane. Well,
fast lane.
Yeah, so if you win SSL Challenge, you automatically promote to SSL Premier. If you place in the top 3, then you enter the fast lane. Recall! What a good spell. Now Protoss can defend it home as well.
He actually didn't kill either of the orbitals on the opposite side of the map. So GuMuho, he is at a really low worker number, but will have a lot of mules to drop, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, 3 bases is going to refill that quite a bit.
17 probes in damage.
Okay, it turns out Liberators are also pretty good units, trying to defend and push the Adepts back, and they do. This reminds me a lot of last game with like Classic just barely hanging on versus Lucira. A huge shade of Adepts here will kill everything there at the base. No, this is not the time to transfer your SCVs back. You'll lose quite a few of those, but so many Adepts, Brendan.
GG, that's going to do it. I mean, he got a very early lead, and he got away with that third base. GuMuho tried to do harass, and it just didn't work. So, I mean, all Adept jokes aside, Hero able to close out that game, and he should be happy with that win, able to come back from the 1-0 deficit early on.
Yeah, I mean, game number 1, we kind of push that to our back of our minds. Game number 2 is, you know, a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, GuMuho kind of did it to himself, you know.
Yeah.
And Hero good scouting, too.
Game 3, GuMuho did pull off the build my base and your base meme, but 6 kills from the first Widow Mine turns out was not enough to win him the game.
No, not quite. I mean, Hero got that third base so fast, and the push didn't work, so. GuMuho, better luck next time, and Hero should be pretty happy with that win.
It's okay, he can console himself with all of his Ting money from winning the finals this past weekend.
He's going to wipe his tears away with all those USD he just got. So I think we are going to be going to a quick break eventually here before we get to the next matchup, which is going to be Bunny versus Beyond, a TVT.
Yep. Bunny. I was trying. I was like, how do these 2 names fit together? I just don't know.
You did it.
Yeah, we should have a commercial break coming up here in just a second. We can get some confirmation on that. In the meantime, you guys can continue to share your thoughts with us on Twitter by tweeting at myself and BDragon, on Twitter at Rapidcasting and at Brendan Valdez. Let us know what your thoughts were on that last game. I thought it was pretty cool. We always see a little bit of an interesting take on StarCraft 2 here in the Challenge League.
Yeah.
So already things starting to get spiced up a little bit. And yeah, we'll have series number 3 coming up next. That will be Beyond versus Bunny.
Have the time of my life. Get